today I'm talking about American country singer Patsy Cline, who died in 1963 at the age of 30. Patsy Cline was an American singer. She was born Virginia Patterson Hensley in Winchester, Virginia on the 8th of September 1932 to Samuel Lawrence Hensley and Hilda Virginia Hensley, whose maiden name was Patterson. Hilda was only 16 years old when Patsy was born. Patsy's father had been married before, and so she had a half-brother, Samuel Jr., he was known as John, and a half-sister, Sylvia. At 13, Patsy had a throat infection and rheumatic fever. She started singing in church with her mother. Her parents split up and Patsy started singing in talent shows and nightclubs. She sang country music and pop music. In 1946, she won a regular spot on Jolting Jim McCoy's Saturday radio show at radio station WINC. She auditioned for the Grand Ole Opry when she was 15. As well as singing, she worked in various jobs, such as a factory worker and as a soda jerk in a drugstore. She worked with Bill Peer and his Melody Boys. It was Bill who thought she should change her name from Virginia to Patsy, which was derived from her middle name of Patterson. In 1952, Patsy met Gerald Cline when she was performing with Bill Peer and his Melody Boys at the Moose Lodge in Brunswick, Maryland. They got married in 1953, and so she became Patsy Cline. In 1954, she signed with Four Star Records, and the following year she joined the Town and Country Jamboree TV show. In 1956, Patsy met Charlie Dick, who was a linotype operator for a local newspaper, the Winchester Star, when she was performing with a band in Virginia. Patsy got a big break when she performed on Arthur Godfrey's Talent Scouts in 1957. She sang Walking After Midnight and won the talent show. Her prize was $10,000, which she gave to her mother to pay the mortgage on her house. The song became a country charts hit and did relatively well in the pop charts. She got a divorce from Gerald and married Charlie in 1957. They had a daughter, Julie, the following year in 1958. The family moved to Nashville and Randy Hughes became Patsy's manager. In 1960, Patsy became a member of the Grand Ole Opry, which is the highest honour for any country singer, and she signed with Decca Records. In 1961, Patsy's son, Alan Randolph, known as Randy, was born, and she released the song I Fall to Pieces. On the 14th of June 1961, Patsy and her brother Sam were in a car accident near to her home in Madison, Tennessee. It was a head-on collision and Patsy's head hit the windscreen. She had a cut across her forehead, a broken wrist and a dislocated hip. She spent a month in hospital. While she was recuperating in hospital, I Fall to Pieces became Patsy's first #1 hit. She released Crazy, written by Willie Nelson, the same year, and it reached #2 on the country charts and #9 on the pop charts. In 1962, Patsy released She's Got You. It became her second #1 hit. She also released the singles When I Get Through With You and So Wrong. Patsy joined the Johnny Cash show and performed with him at the Hollywood Bowl. She bought a house that she considered her dream home, which was located at 815 Nella Drive, Goodlettsville, Tennessee. During November to December 1962, Patsy performed for 35 nights at the Mint Casino in Las Vegas, Nevada. Here she is in Las Vegas. Her final single was Leaving on Your Mind, which she released in January 1963. A radio disc jockey friend of Patsy's called Jack W. Call, known as Cactus Jack, died in a car accident at the age of 39. Patsy wanted to sing at a benefit concert to help raise money for his family. There were actually 3 benefit concerts on the 3rd of March 1963 at the Soldiers and Sailors Memorial Hall in Kansas City, Kansas. They were at 2 p.m, 5:15 p.m. and 8 p.m. The country stars that performed were Billy Walker, George Jones, whose future wife was singer Tammy Wynette. Here they are. Other performers were Lloyd Cowboy Copus, Harold Hawkshaw Hawkins, and Dottie West, pictured here. The last song Patsy sang at the concert was "I'll Sail My Ship Alone." Patsy's manager, Randy Hughes, had flown Patsy, Lloyd Cowboy Copus, and Harold Hawkshaw Hawkins to Kansas City in his Piper Comanche PA-24 plane. The plane was 3 years old and only had 4 seats. The day after the concert, Monday the 4th of March, there was stormy weather which prevented Randy from flying them back to Tennessee. Patsy declined Dottie West's invitation of travelling by car with her and her husband back to Nashville. The following day, on the 5th of March 1963, the plane took off from Fairfax Municipal Airport in Kansas City, Kansas at around 1:30 p.m. with Patsy, Hawkshaw Hawkins and Cowboy Copus as passengers and with Randy Hughes as the pilot. They landed at Rogers Municipal Airport in Rogers, Arkansas to refuel, then continued their journey. They landed at Dyersburg Municipal Airport in Tennessee at 5:05 p.m. Randy asked for a weather report and also refueled the plane. The people in the airport's cafe saw Patsy dressed in a red trouser suit, eating a shrimp salad and drinking iced tea. Bill and Evelyn Braze, who ran the airport and who were veteran pilots, tried to persuade them not to continue with their journey because of the stormy weather. Bill even offered a car to them and said he would fly their plane to Nashville the next day if the weather conditions improved. They refused the offer and all 4 of them boarded the small plane. How crazy is that? The plane took off at 6:07 p.m. As well as the storm conditions, it was March and so it was getting dark. And guess what? Randy had not been trained to fly in the dark. In the area of Camden, Tennessee, which is 73 miles from Nashville by air, Randy lost visibility, which caused spatial disorientation. At 6:29 p.m, the plane crashed in a wooded area. It was destroyed and all 4 people on board were killed instantly. The Tennessee Highway Patrol was contacted by a witness and there was a search for the plane. It wasn't until the following morning at 6:10 a.m. on the 6th of March that the wreckage was located. The wreckage site was 1 mile north of US Route 70 and 5 miles west of Camden. Investigators stated that there had been no malfunction of the plane and Randy hadn't suffered from a physical or medical problem that caused the crash. Randy held a pilot's license but was an inexperienced pilot. He was able to fly under visual flight rules but didn't know how to fly under instrument flight rules, which was required because of the weather conditions and fading light. 2 of Patsy's songs, Sweet Dreams and Faded Love, were posthumous hits. She had been great friends with fellow female country stars Loretta Lynn, and Dottie West. In 1973, Patsy was inducted into the Country Music Hall of Fame. She was the first solo female artist to be inducted. Her childhood home, located at 608 South Kent Street, Winchester, Virginia, where she lived from the ages of 16 to 21, from 1948 to 1953, is open to the public. It's called the Patsy Cline Historic House. It is on the National Register of Historic Places and the Virginia Landmarks Register. Jessica Lange played Patsy in the biopic film Sweet Dreams in 1985. Hawkshaw Hawkins was 39 years old if we take 1923 as his correct year of birth. Other sources say he was born in 1921, which would make him 41 years old at the time of his passing. He was a country music star and a member of the Grand Ole Opry. He got his nickname from a comic strip called Hawkshaw the Detective, when he found 2 missing fishing rods for a neighbour. He had given up his seat on a commercial airline to fellow performer Billy Walker because he had to return to Nashville quickly. Instead, Hawkshaw took the seat on Randy's plane. He was 6 feet 5 inches tall. His biggest hit was Lonesome 77203 in 1963, which reached number 1 after his death. He was married to country music star Jean Shepard. Cowboy Copas was 49 years old. His real name was Lloyd Estelle Copas. He was a country music singer and a member of the Grand Ole Opry. His biggest hit was Alabama, which reached number 1 in 1960. This board with newspaper clippings is at the crash site. The pilot, Randy Hughes, had been a recording session guitarist who then became a manager and was Patsy's manager. He was also Cowboy Copas's son-in-law. He had married Cowboy Copas's daughter, Kathy. He was 34 years old. All 3 men were buried in Forest Lawn Memorial Gardens in Goodlettsville, Tennessee, in a section called Music Row with other country music stars. A stone marker was placed at the crash site in 1996. Country music singer Jack Anglin died in a car crash on his way to Patsy Cline's funeral. He had been a member of the Anglin brothers and then later was in the duo called Johnny and Jack with Johnny Wright. Here is a photo of Johnny, his wife singer Kitty Wells, and Jack on the right. Kitty Wells was a pioneering female country music singer. She was the first female country music singer to top the US country music charts, making her the first female country music superstar. Jack was also buried at the cemetery at Goodlettsville. Patsy was buried at Shenandoah Memorial Park, Virginia. The inscription reads, "Death cannot kill what never dies." Her husband, Charlie Dick, died in 2015 at the age of 81 and was buried beside her. Why did they get into that plane during that stormy weather? If you like this video, please like, share, subscribe, press the notification bell, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye!